generic answer to this would be like, oh, I'm perfect just the way I am. There's nothing I can do about it. Which is what a lot of people would say to kind of reassure themselves, you know. That's cool.
I think I'm handsome. I like my face.
I've been told I have a nice nose, but I don't like that when I turn to the side, like, it looks like my nose is really big, and then I do this like weird like smile thing, and it looks really gross.
I need to be skinnier.
Nose could be better.
I want to be taller.
I really dislike my hair.
I don't like my face because it got pimples on it.
Just like that I'm short.
I just like that I'm tall.
I don't think I have a weight problem, but like I want my stomach to be really flat.
I'm a bit weedy.
Definitely got called Harry Potter.
I just like my hair.
I like my hair.
I guess like all girls, I wish I was skinnier, but that's not like something that's completely like destroying my self-esteem.
I would appreciate having a little bit more muscle mass.
I don't like certain features of my face, as in my lips and my ears. I have insecurities about that.
What?
I don't know, I feel like I could be judged because of it.
Without some of my negative things, I wouldn't have some of my positive things. So I don't want to change anything.
Oh, they've definitely impacted us.
There's like a false
Yes.
image of
So like this.
beauty in the media today.
I think it's more for women that the images are portrayed. I think anybody will tell you that.
The olden days, you know, you think of like James Bond. Now you think, oh, who are the men of our generation? It's a little depressing.
I think everyone's just expected to be like that really strong, like kind of muscular person that's like they're not really showing emotion or anything.
Oh yeah, it kind of makes people have a generalization thinking that all men have to be really buff and white, per se, not to be racist to any white people, but yeah, most media, on most commercials, what do you see?
White people. No, it's definitely true.
The girls you see on TV aren't like, they're not real.
Justin Bieber has killed the masculinity of guys.
All the girls, well, most of the girls our age are like looking in magazines, watching TV, and most of the commercials are like with a certain type of person, like certain type of girl, a certain look, and that kind of sets a look for all girls like of all ages, like how you should look.
Well, masculinity has definitely moved towards the idea of muscle-bound idiots.
In jest, no. I mean, I've joined men's volleyball as almost a joke to my masculinity. The whole thing was one big joke saying, oh, let's do it, you know, wear short shorts, stuff like that. But in reality, I try to be as masculine as I can.
Well, I think what I consider pretty is what a different person won't. So like I want to look pretty in my own image, not necessarily like what the media tells me.
I mean, I don't really care the way people see me. It's kind of just like healthiness, you know?
I do feel the pressure of being local masculinity and all of that.
What makes you feel pressured?
Like how girls expect guys to be and always like so buff and six packs like, all the time.
No, not really. I kind of like to hold my own, so it doesn't really get to me too much, but I do realize it a lot.
So I'm very handsome. Yeah.
I go to the gym like every day. I try to be fit. I try to change who I am to be like fit, be athletic, look good.
My doctor told me I was fat.
Actually bothering to go to the gym like 3 times a week.
I don't wear little girl stuff anymore. Like I'm changing like with the rest of the world and all the other people.
Not so far. I've kind of been dressing the same way, like just plain t-shirt and jeans.
Take a shower every day, gotta look clean, gotta look nice.
I know that I did transition a lot from like middle school to the high school, I kind of had a transition period when I was kind of like, oh, this isn't working out, so I just switched how I look and kind of changed my style.
I've changed a lot of things that I dislike about myself already.
Physical.
Yes. Me.
I'm not this shallow.
I would say 2 legs, 2 arms, you know, all of the bones in the human body.
I don't want to just say like it mostly counts on personality, because like attraction does matter for me. Like it basically is attraction first, and then it's like personality. Like you have to be funny, you have to be sweet, smart.
I think that more, like, for beauty, I think that is more about the personality than the looks. But if they're like having like a perfect body or something, then I guess someone that was kind of tall like I am, and not thin like I am, because I think it's kind of weird when I see people that are like as thin as me.
I'm not gonna lie and say I don't like a girl who has huge tits. I'm sorry. Every guy who is.
No, they're nice. Don't
They're
worry.
nice. I can't help that. That has nothing to do with my personality. That's my instinctual, feral, animalistic being from thousands of years ago. You know, because I subconsciously think my children will not be thirsty.
Everything else comes second. You know, I don't like this whole idea that everything has to be based on like body type and attractiveness like that. It's nice to have that, but the personality is what matters most.
I don't think I've dated anyone obese. Like,
You like a fit guy?
yeah, a pretty fit guy. Yeah,
Like, you like them to be like if you're really tall or your height.
a little taller than me.
Completeness is important.
Pretty eyes.
Not someone who's like super stick skinny, like anorexics. Like I don't see that as beautiful.
I can actually see beauty in a lot of different types, some of which are contradictory to each other. And so it would be difficult to choose one set of traits when sometimes I'm more attracted to the opposite set.
I like brunettes.
Alright.
I don't really have a type.
Dark hair, sometimes light hair, sometimes, you know, it's like dark skin, light skin. They all have their ups and downs, and it's like, you know, long nails, short nails. So I can't really say because, you know, every combination usually works for me.
Has like a 6-pack, really tall, like muscular.
I don't know. I think people are like perfect when they're like really happy and just love it. Like they actually love themselves and they don't care about what people think about them.
A girl smile is definitely a huge thing, because if you have a girl whose smile just kind of lights up the darkness, you know, what more could you ask for? So that's definitely something I would look for too. And eyes. You know, I forget who said it. Somebody said eyes are the mirror to the soul or the window to the soul. And girls who have big eyes or pretty eyes, in whatever fashion, because of the color or because of the size, whether I mean because of small or big or close or far from each other. For one reason or another, if you have a girl who has pretty eyes, that's you know, because that's where you should be looking.
Yeah, not too short. Nice hair. Smanging body.
Probably black hair. Really kind and just fun to be around with.
Skinny. Tan. I guess. Tits.
Would have to be nice, and interesting, and fun, and you'd have to be taller than me.
So I've been interested in girls and culture and beauty and pop culture for a few years now, and I've recently gotten more into it and gone to some exhibits and written a paper on it, and so doing these interviews was really interesting for me because for the first time it wasn't the adult perspective on the situation, or it wasn't the psychiatrist's perspective, or you know, the grown model's perspective, which is really interesting, but it was the teenager's perspective. And you know, teenagers are the most affected group in society. Like what's popular, what's fashionable is definitely run through teenagers. So doing these interviews, I realized that that everyone has something that they cannot let go of that makes them self-conscious, and if it's your stomach or your thighs or the shape of your nose, it's all still there. And in this time in my life, I've sort of gotten over the things that I am really self-conscious about, and have tried to move on from it and just be my own person and be happy as who I am, and go out in whatever I want to wear and be happy. And I think though that it's not just me. At this time I feel like it's everyone. I think that women are sick of having to be these perfect, beautiful models. And I think men are tired of having to be, feel pressure to be masculine all the time. I think we're just sick of the stereotypes, and that there's this whole movement going on. And I think it's really starting to heat up right now, because we know the statistics. We know that there's bulimia and anorexia. We know those things exist, and we can't ignore them. We can't keep having these stick-thin models and have these trashy girls on TV and these super masculine guys. I think that it's time for a change, and I think it's happening, and I hope that someday we can realize that there really is beauty in everything and everyone, no matter how different you are, how quirky you are, how fat or skinny you are still beautiful.
One thing I really loved about this process was reading the definition for beautiful in the dictionary. And the dictionary, which is supposed to be, really accurate, will tell you that it's not just about looks. Beautiful is a quality that gives pleasure to see. Obviously, that's what we all sort of think about when we hear beautiful. But it's also something that gives you pleasure to think about or to hear. And I think we have a tendency to forget that, Beauty is not just in looks, and that sounds really cheesy, but the most beautiful thing to me is seeing someone walk down the street, confident, loving themselves. And I think self-love is the key to being beautiful, being who you are, to the extent of just letting your light shine and having everyone see the you. And I really loved reading that. I also was interested to see how many even physically beautiful people, and just people who, some of them I know and some of them I don't know as well, but who are self-conscious. And what I found interesting was I don't see what they're self-conscious about. If they say, oh, my nose is strange, or I feel fat, or, I didn't see any of that. So it's really a matter of your environment. And I think that if such people are feeling self-conscious, there's definitely a problem with the environment we're putting them in. And I just think that we need to be more adamant in telling people that you don't have to look like the model the size of a stick on your television. You can have curves, you can be crazy and be anything you want and be beautiful in your way. You don't have to be that, And I think that's what Franny and I really wanted to show. And I hope that our video was a little more proof that if you feel self-conscious, you're not alone. We all feel that way at times, and you just have to know that you're you, and you're beautiful in that way. Yeah.